Hi everybody, welcome to Legends and Heroes. Hey folks, welcome to Legends and Heroes. Once again, I'm Spider Jones, and my host is executive producer extraordinaire, a man of many talents, Christopher Parkinson.
Spider, how are you?
I'm good. I'll just call you Chris. Listen, I want to get right to it because you've come up with some phenomenal ways for people to raise money for organizations, schools, community centers, sports teams, and all that stuff. So I want to get right into it. Tell us about this. Why is it so important to keep? Because you talk about keeping money local.
Right.
Why is that so important?
Well, there's an economic factor to it, right? Where I come from, a small community supports one another. As an expert in the internet, what's happened is that we start to see things like Facebook and Uber and different websites and things that are extracting money from local communities. So the project that we've been working on with iCAN Hero is generally centered around using some of our technical resources to empower local communities to have their own Skip the Dishes apps, their own television networks, their own local content. And with local content comes local advertisers, and that brings or keeps money in the community. The biggest problem that we have in our communities is when I advertise on Facebook or Google or other entities like that, the money leaves our community. So the project that we're speaking here today is one of the iCAN Hero projects where we've developed a gift card website, very similar to a very popular website called Groupon, where businesses advertise a discount, and when people purchase let's say a $100 gift card to a restaurant that they can buy for $75, a portion of that $75 goes to a charitable organization. So what ends up happening is we have sports teams, charitable organizations that promote these community savings, and that's a great way for them to fundraise, if that makes sense.
It does. I want to talk about this in relation to schools.
Sure, yeah.
Because they're always doing fundraising there. But before I do that, you had worked with a sports team a couple of years back before the pandemic and raised a lot of money. Tell us about that, how that began and how it work out.
Yeah, so essentially, I have nieces and nephews like a lot of people do, and they were constantly coming to me, buy chocolate bars, buy this, buy that. They're always in need of fundraising, now more than ever. And I felt it was an opportunity for me to take, let's say, a golf course or a restaurant that I might attend and say, hey, my nephew's playing hockey. There's 8,000 kids in this hockey team or hockey league. Would you allow us to sell, a golf package as a fundraiser? And, I think all people are essentially kind. They want to help. And the businesses get this great opportunity to have these 8,000 hockey players that are all connected on the internet now, and their parents are all connected on the internet, and the opportunity for them to share fundraising opportunities is really beneficial to the business and offers a large utility of potential revenue for the hockey team. So I'll give you a real life example. We had a local golf course that was offering a $150 round of golf. We were selling that round of golf for $75 online as a promotion. And many businesses do this. Many businesses will advertise in the newspaper or the radio, and what they're doing is they're advertising a 2-for-1. Buy one, get one free. So what we've done is we've gone to businesses and said, look, instead of advertising in the newspaper and putting a couple $1,000s to give away the 2-for-1, would you allow the sports team or the charity to promote your business online and allow us to offer the same 2-for-1 value? Does that make sense?
It does, absolutely.
So what the real situation, what happened was the $150 round of golf was sold for $75. The golf course allowed us to buy those rounds of golf for $50, and those kids sold thousands of gift cards to raise themselves money by promoting to their aunts, uncles, grandfathers, whichever, to say, do you golf? Yes. Would you buy golf at half price? And as a fundraiser for my hockey teams, So
brilliant idea.
Yeah. So the website's called planetgiftcards.org.
Planetgiftcards.org.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And we've structured it in a way. First of all, what's important is every time a gift card is purchased, we donate to planting a tree to help the environment. Okay. But we've designed it where anybody can log on and have a relationship with a local business, a golf course, or a ski resort. Many parents have relationships with businesses that need to be promoted. They can log on and develop their own coupon. Okay, so they have the opportunity to promote local businesses that may already be sponsors or, supporting the local sports teams or the local associations, dance leagues, or whichever. So it empowers people in any community to log on, create a coupon, pass it on, and raise money, right? And we want to leave the things that we build open to the community because the internet's made up of people. And that's the real utility of the internet. It's the people being engaged, the community being engaged, and allow people to be supportive. Rather than sending all the money to Silicon Valley, we can use that community for your charities, for your fundraising.
Where do you see this working? What market are you going after?
Well, anybody that needs promotion, essentially, mm-hmm. right? The world's kind of changed with the advent of the internet, and the real value is that the power's in the people's hands. It's not in, hey, I can afford to advertise in the newspaper or the radio. The power's really in the ability to like and share and, send things out to your own cause or your own network. This is a massive shift from the way things used to be.
Well, I look at it. I use schools for example. There was a time when they wanted, field trips and sports teams, and that cost a lot of money. But the budgets have been cut drastically. So they're looking for ways to make money. And I'm going to be honest with you, in the world we live in today, I don't feel right my granddaughter going out selling cookies to raise money for some type of event. This is one program that I think, especially vice principals, guidance teachers, and principals should look into.
Yeah, so the students are really taking to this. They have a volunteer program because we do some things with charitable organizations for fundraising, school fundraising. Obviously, there's an environmental component to it. But just imagine, let's say you have 1,000 grade 12 students. They likely all have 1,000 friends on Facebook or Instagram or whatever. Well, what's 1,000 times 1,000? 1 million? I don't know. It's a big number. So they have this opportunity now to utilize their networks to raise money for their football teams and their sports teams and their artist programs and their music programs. Like you said, things are getting thinner when it comes to funding. So finding creative ways to raise money is important, and technology lends itself very well to our current environment where 1,000 kids that know 1,000 people, if they all donated $1, you're making big money. So that's the big shift in the utility of what the internet has the ability to do. And at iCAN Hero, we're trying to take projects, put some of your expertise, my expertise, and some of the team's expertise behind not liberating, but empowerment is probably the right word. Empowerment for a mother, a sports team, a principal, a high school teacher to log on to Planet Gift Cards and say, hey, I'd like to do a promotion for any one of these local businesses that are going to benefit. And rather than paying, let's say, for Facebook advertising, the money that would have gone to, let's say, Silicon Valley can stay in the community, can go to those sports teams and those charitable organizations. And it's very important to understand that when you do promotion this way, you're leveraging the audience of the people that you're supporting. So every business now has to have a certain level of social advocacy because of social networks and the way that we advertise. So getting businesses involved, not only to be promoted, but to give away gift cards or do sponsorships for these types of programs falls right in line what we're trying to achieve at iCAN Hero with empowerment, gives them the opportunity to raise money and save money as well as promote local businesses.
For the people out here listening, how strongly do you feel this work? Can you pretty much guarantee it'll work if they try it?
Guaranteed. We teach a bit of a course. It's a free course.
What do you call that? Digital marketing?
So there's two programs.
Okay.
The course that we teach that's just available online is called Save, Earn, and Learn. And then what you're referring to is we have a course called Success with Digital, which is an actual course that we used to sell to colleges and universities. It's a degree program, but since COVID, we'll be doing that training on our own. You asked, will it work for them immediately? Yes, it will work for them immediately. They will make thousands of dollars from the day they say, I'd like to do this as a business. And the reason for that is when you buy gift cards, you can obviously save. When you promote gift cards, you can obviously earn. But if you go to Save, Earn, and Learn on planetgiftcards.org, there's a third section that talks about the ability to write off your expenses as a business against your employment income. Okay, so it's a tax strategy. And I'll elaborate a little bit. When I get a salary, I pay my taxes. But as a business, I make money, then I pay my bills, then I pay my taxes. So to become an agent on Planet Gift Cards, just as a tax strategy, would save you thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars a year, because you can write off your cell phone and your gas and all of these expenses for running this business that's online, easy to set up, against your employment income, right? So there's information on the website at planetgiftcards.org. If you go to Save, Earn, and Learn, there are links to Revenue Canada's website and how it is that you start making money, paying your bills, then paying your taxes. Because what normally happens is that you make your money, you pay your taxes, then you pay your bills. Right? So that's one of the things, like with iCAN Hero, we get to meet a lot of people. We get a lot of smart people, a lot of good ideas, and we're kind of like aggregators. Like, you're interviewing great people all the time, and as we get together, you get more resources, more information sharing, more knowledge, right? And knowledge is power. That's what it's about.
Absolutely. So anyone out there wants to get in touch with you to gain more information on this program?
Yeah, planetgiftcards.org, or as always, icanhero.com. The idea is to information share, right? Mm-hmm. I've been in technology my entire life, and I've seen large companies do very well. I've contributed to them very well. But what's the constant is that it's always the people that have made it possible. Like, here's a good example. You remember when the ALS charity did the ice bucket on their head?
Yes.
Right? So the number is not perfect, but they raised about $55 million. But they didn't need any money to do it. It was the people liking and sharing and challenging people and doing this type of thing. And it allows us to understand that people are the utility. So if you want to advertise your business and you get people to do it because they're involved with a sports team or a cause, then you get more pollination of your advertising. right? It's an exciting time because the people are finally, the equity. Like, you don't need money to raise money, and now you don't need money to have your own business and make money.
Folks, I like it. It sounds great, and especially people out there, as I said, that have sports teams or other music programs, or you want to go on field trips, and you just don't have the budget anymore that you had. This is an option for you. It's a great one.
Yeah, it's really simple. If they log online, they can apply for what's called a fundraising code. So if I make a purchase for a golf package or a skiing package or a salon package, even if I want to give it away as gifts, I can put in, let's say, for instance, Spider's Web. And then we know, the website knows that portion of fundraising is supposed to go to Spider's Web. Right? So if it's a sports team, you have your own coupon code. So no matter what somebody buys, you still have the opportunity, because all we're providing on Planet Gift Cards is savings, right?
So you're encouraging everyone. You're encouraging students, teachers, principals, coaches. This is a great way to drum up funds for your organization.
Yeah, and when it comes to the businesses, an opportunity to promote a business is one thing, but for them to have content of kids promoting the business is good for their social network. For one of the businesses that might, have a relationship with you or a long-standing relationship with iCAN Hero can be on this kind of show, and that kind of social advocacy goes a long way in the world of marketing now. It's not just how much money can you pay the newspaper or the radio. It's more about, in order to do good, you have to do right. And in order to do right, you have to do good. And that is what the social networks allows us to expose, is the companies that are supporting local, supporting the youth. And then what happens is that the vehicle of this planetgiftcards.org allows those students to support those businesses.
Once again, to get in touch with you,
iCanHero.com or planetgiftcards.org, as always.
Well, Mr. Parkinson, I thank you for sharing that with us, and hopefully it'll work. I love the sound of it. I really do, and is one that runs a community, well, an organization for young people in the Spiders Web Youth Empowerment Center. And knowing you is something that I surely would endorse. Anyway, that's it for today on iCanHero.com. I'm Spider Jones on behalf of Chris Parkinson. We'll see you next time. And remember, if I can hero, you can hero too. And you can be a hero too. Log in at iCanHero.com.